Alright, so in this video we're going to be solving the May-June 2020 paper 1 of math. This is a paper that didn't take place because of COVID-19. So here we are, and let's get straight to it. So we have question number 1, part A, which says work out 0.05 times 3. Now, as you all know, whenever we're multiplying decimals, we ignore the decimal for the time being and just take the values into consideration. So we're going to work out what 5 times 3 is, and the answer to that is 15. Now we need to decide where to place the decimal, and we're going to do that by counting the number of decimal places that we have. So in total we have 2 decimal places, 2 in the first and 1 in the second. So we're going to move the decimal 3 places backwards. So 1, 2, 3. So the answer is 0.15. Okay, now we have part B, which is again asking us to work out. So we need to give a value towards the end. So this right here is a mixed number, so we're going to have to convert it into an improper fraction. So 3 times 2 is 6, 6 plus 2 is 8. So 8 upon 3 minus 1 upon 5. Now if I want to subtract the 2, I'll have to take out the LCM, which is going to be 3 times 5, and that's 15. So in order to bring 3 equal to 15, we're going to have to multiply it by 5. That means I'll have to multiply 8 by 5 as well. So 8 5s are 40, and we're going to have to multiply 5 by 3. So that means I'll have to multiply 1 by 3 as well. So 1 times 3 is 3. So 40 minus 3 is 37, and 15 as it is. So 37 upon 15 is our final answer. Okay, now this is asking us to write down the order of rotational symmetry of the shape. So that means if I rotate this figure a full 360 degrees, so I will get the exact same shape 3 times. All right, and why is that? Let me explain to you. So if I just label the shaded flags, so once C takes the place of A, and A takes the place of B, and B takes the place of C, I'll get the exact same shape. And in a full 360 degree rotation, this is going to happen 3 times. So the order of rotational symmetry is going to be 3. Okay, now let's do part B, which says Samuel describes a special quadrilateral. It has only one line of symmetry. Its diagonal cross at right angles. Write down the name of this special quadrilateral. Okay, so if it has only one line of symmetry, so that means it can be if it's also a quadrilateral, and if its diagonals cross at right angles, so the only shape that this can be is a kite. This, by the way, is a 1-mark question, and kite is going to be the answer to this question. Okay, it can't be a rectangle because a rectangle has 2 lines of symmetry, and for the same reason it can't be a square. A square has 4 lines of symmetry. So, and it can't be a parallelogram because the diagonals of a parallelograms do not cross at 90 degrees, and it can't be a rhombus because a rhombus has 2 lines of symmetry. So there you go. Okay, now we have to write down these numbers starting with the smallest. So if we need to do that, we need to know what their actual values are. So we're going to begin by evaluating these numbers one by one. So the cube of 4 is going to be 64. The square of 9 is going to be 81. The square root of 196 is going to be 13. And the cube root of 125 is going to be 5. So the smallest value is obviously the cube root of 125. And then we have 13, which is written as square root of, actually the square root of 196 is not 13, it's 14. So my bad. So 196, there you go. And then we're going to have 80, and then we're going to have 64. So that means we're going to write 4 cube. And then we're going to have 81, which is 9 squared. So there you have it. Okay, now we have to write down 68% as a fraction in its lowest term. So if I want to convert a percentage to a fraction, I'll have to divide it by 100. I can simplify this using 4. Yeah, I can simplify this using 4. So 4 ones are 4, 4 twos 2 carried, and 4 sevens are 28. So 17, and 4 twos are 8, 2 carried, 4 fives are 20. So 17 upon 25 is going to be my final answer. Okay, part B, which says the bag contains red balls and blue balls. The balls are in the ratio 3:5. Red is to blue is 3:5. Write down the fraction of balls that are red. Okay, so 3 is the, we have to write down the fraction. So we're going to take 3 and divide it by the total number of parts in which they have been split, and that is 8. So that's the answer to question number 4B. Okay, now let's do question number 5. It says by writing each number correct to one significant figure, estimate the value of. Okay, so if the question is asking us to estimate, and we'll have to do that by writing each number correct to one significant figure. Okay, so we start by 2.78 cube. This can either be written as 2 or 3, and since it's closer to 3, so I'm going to round it off to 3. And then we have 61.4, which can either be written as 61 or, sorry, which can either be written as 60 or 70, but since it's closer to 60, so I'm going to have to lock it at 60. And then we have 0.893. This can either be 0.8 or 0.9. Since we have 9 after 8, which is greater than 5, so we're going to increase the first decimal by 1 and make it 0.9. So the cube of 3 is 27, and 60 into 0.9, so 60 into 0.9. So let's work out what 60 into 0.9 is first, and we can do that by simply multiplying 60 by 9. That is going to be equal to 540, and then moving the decimal one place backwards. So that's going to be 27 over 54. We can simplify this using 9. So 9 3s are 27, and 9 6 are 54. We can further simplify this using 3, and the answer is going to be 1 upon 2, or you can write it as 0.5 if you wish. Okay, now question number 6, in which we have to first write down the modal class. So the modal class is going to be the class with the highest angle, and the highest angle that I can see here is 135. So my answer is straight away going to be 0 to 5 goals. So 0 to 5 goals. Okay, with this we move to the next part, which says 8 of the players each scored 11 to 15 goals. Work out the total number of players in the club. Okay, so 11 to 15 is basically represented by 72 degrees. So that means this 72 degrees is basically equal to, this is equal to 8. I think I didn't even read the question. Okay, so let's read the question. So the pie chart shows information about the number of goals scored by each player in a football club. Okay, so this goal is representing, this pie chart is representing the number of goals scored by each player. So basically there were 8 players who scored 11 to 15 goals. So that means degrees here 72 is representing 8 goals. So if I want to work out the total number of players, so total is equals to 360, which is equal to x. So let's work this out. So 72 times x equals to 360 times 8. Remember, it's paper 1, so no calculator. So 8 9s are 72, and 8 1s are 8. I can further simplify 9 and 360. 9 1s are 9, 9 4s are 36. 0 carried forward, and the answer is 40 times 1, which is simply equal to 40. So that's that. Okay, now we have a question that's related to factorize. So we're gonna, and since we have 4 terms, we're gonna have to make a pair and take common. So in the first pair, I can take 5 common. So this is going to be 3a minus 1. In the second pair, I can take minus 2y common. So this is going to be x. Sorry, in the first pair, it's not going to be 3a minus 1. My bad. It's going to be 3a minus x. And in the second pair, if I factor out, actually I shouldn't factor out minus. I should just factor out 2y. In that case, I have minus x plus 3a, which is the same as the first. Which is the same as the expression in the first bracket. So let's just write them nicely first. So 5 into 3a minus x plus 2y into 3a minus x. Sorry. So this can be written as 5 plus 2y into 3a minus x, and we're gonna write this in the space that's provided. 5 plus 2y into 3a minus x. Okay, so that was question number 7. Now we come to question number 8, which is related to scatter plot, and let's see what the question says. It says the number of steps taken by 12 people to walk 100 meters was recorded. All right, the scatter diagram shows the height of these people and the number of steps they took. Okay, what type of correlation is shown in the scatter diagram? All right, so we can see that the correlation is straight away a negative correlation, as the number of steps are decreasing with height. Draw a line of best fit. Okay, so if you're drawing a line of best fit, we're going to have to make sure that the line of best fit passes, that the number of points above the line of best fit is equal to the number of points below. That's going to be our ideal line of best fit. Okay, so this is going to take some trial and error. So if I consider this to be my line of best fit, let's see, the number of points lying above are 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the number of points lying below, well, that's definitely more than 4. Okay, so let's try and change it a little. Okay, let's see if this will do the job. So we're not going to take into consideration the points that are lying on the line of best fit. We're only going to take into consideration the points that aren't lying on the line of best fit. So that means if I'm counting the number of points that lie above, so they're equal to 4, and the number of points that are lying below are equal to 3. So we're almost there. Yeah, this should work. Okay, so this is the line of best fit, and we get 1 mark for this. Now the question says there is the height of another person is 175 meters. Okay, use a line of best fit to estimate the number of steps they would take to walk 100 meter. Okay, so we're gonna 100 meter. We have height is 175. Okay, so we're gonna So we're going to look at the x-axis, point out where 175 is. This is 172, this is 174, and this is 176. So 175 is going to be exactly in between 74 and 76. So we're going to go all the way up till we reach the line of best fit. And the second we do that, we're going to turn left and see where we're at. So this is going to be 2 units less than 140. So this is going to be 138. And this is definitely inside the correct range that's given in the marking scheme. Okay, now we come to question number 9. Let's see what question number 9 says. So this is a diagram that requires us to do it with geometrical instruments. So this I'll cover in a separate video. Now let's do question number 8. So question number 8 says Bilal goes for a cycle ride. He starts at 3 p.m. Okay, and he finishes at 5:38 p.m. He has a total of 25 minutes rest during the ride. Work out how long in hours and minutes he spends cycling. Okay, so the first thing we can do is let's figure out the difference between 5:38 and 3 p.m. So 3:00. So that's going to be 2 hours and 38 minutes straight away. So out of these 2 hours and 38 minutes, he spent 25 minutes resting. So that means from this 2 hours and 38 minutes, I'm going to deduct 25. So that's going to be 3, 1, and 2. Yeah. So that means this is 2 hours and 13 minutes is the amount of time in hours and minutes that he spent cycling. The next part says Sonia walks to her aunt's house. She leaves home at 10:25. She walks a total of 12 kilometers at an average speed of 5 kilometers per hour. Work out the time Sonia arrives at her aunt's house. Okay. So if she's walking 12 kilometers at an average speed of 5 kilometers per hour, we need to work out the time that she's going to take. So time, as we know, is equals to distance upon speed. The distance is 12, the speed is 5, and 12 divided by 5. I made a video on how to divide, what's the easiest way to divide any number by 5. So you can watch that, that's going to help you. So 12 divided by 5 is 2.4 hours, all right? So if she is walking a total of 12 kilometers, so that means she's going to be walking for 2.4 hours. That's a lot of walking. Anyway, so let's work out 2.4 hours. So this is going to be 2 hours and something, right? So 2 hours, now we got to work out what 0.4 of an hour is. So we can do that by simply taking 0.4 and multiplying it by 60, which is going to be equal to 24. So that means if she leaves the house at 10:25, she's going to be walking for 2 hours and 24 minutes straight. Wow. So 5 plus 4 is 9, 2 plus 2 is 4, and 10 plus 2 is 12. So that means by the time she arrives at her aunt's house, it's going to be 12:49. Okay. Let's do question number 11, which says find C when A is equals to -4 and B is equals to 2. So we just got to plug in these values. So very easy. 7 minus -4 upon 2. 7 minus -4 is 11. 11 upon 2. So you can write 11 upon 2, or you can write 5.5, whatever you wish. Or 5 whole 1 upon 2. So now the question says find y when x is -2. Okay, so we can do that. 5 raised to the power -2 plus 1. 5 raised to the power -2 means 1 upon 5 squared plus 1. So 1 upon 5 squared means that 1 upon 25 plus 1. So you can write this in as an improper fraction if you want. You can write this as a mixed number if you want. So let's take out the LCM. So the LCM of 25 is going to be 25, of course. So we're going to have 1 as it is, and then 1 times 25 in order to bring it equal to 25. So we're going to have to multiply the numerator by 25 as well. So 1 plus 25 is going to be 26. So 26 upon 25 is going to be my final answer. Okay, so this again requires us to use geometrical instruments, so this I'll cover in a separate video. Now let's do question number 13. So we have to write 108 as a product of its prime factors. Easy. 2 multiplied by 54, 2 multiplied by 27, 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 9, 3 multiplied by 3, and then 3 multiplied by 1. So 108 can be written as 2 square times 3 cube. The lowest common multiple of 108 and 180. Okay. So if you want the lowest common multiple, so let's actually write 180 as a product of its prime factors. So we're going to start by 2, 2 times 90, 2 again, 2 times 45, 3 again, 3 times 15, 3 again, 3 times 5, and then 5 times 1. So 108 was written as 2 square times 3 cubed. 180 is written as 2 square times 3 square times 5. So remember, whenever we're taking out the LCM, we look for the higher values. So we have 2 square in both, so 2 square is definitely going to be part of our LCM. And then we have 3 cube and 3 square, so we're going to have to take 3 cube. And then we have, you can say, 5 power 0 in 108 and 5 power 1 in 180. So we're definitely going to have to take 5 power 1 into consideration. So you can either write this as it is or you can evaluate it. So let's see if I evaluate this, the answer is going to be 4 times 27 times 5. 4 times 27 times 5. So 5 times 4 is 20. 20 into 27 is going to be 540. So there you go. So that's it for this part. In the next part, I will solve the remaining paper. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.